Is the mic on? We're talking shit.
Anyway, so Tyler politely informed me today that on the third episode of the dance chat, I posted the unedited version, which included me saying testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, and what else was it?
Is this a good angle?
Yeah. So apologies if you listened to that episode, which I don't think most of us did because only 4 viewers on that one. So, but that's okay. We're growing slowly.
Yeah,
So
we're doing the thing.
welcome to the dance chat. This is Tyler O'Hara,
Hey.
good friend, first official guest.
Yes.
So excited to have you.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We're dancers. We don't know how to talk. That's an issue I didn't think of when I started this podcast. That
I think we talked about that before. Is how like
We've
dancers
talked
are like
about it a lot.
socially awkward because we speak with our bodies.
yes. So
We don't know how to talk to each other.
that's our disclaimer for this episode that we're both dancers and that's probably what's going to happen. But today we wanted to talk about finding your dance community and just how we met because we've been friends for like what? You were a junior or senior in high school at Showbiz?
I was a junior,
You were a
so that
junior.
was 7
I was a
years ago.
freshman. Yeah. Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's when we met. So we want to talk about like how we met, which is funny, and just like the experiences we've had together because we're in like a pretty tight-knit dance community now.
I
So
love them.
yes. So we're just going to talk about all that. And basically the aim of this episode is going to be finding your dance community and finding your people within dance and stuff like that. So yeah. So do you want to talk about how we met? Would you like to start it off?
So, if you were a comp kid growing up, you may be familiar with Showbiz, National Talent. So we both competed there, and at Nationals they do an opening number, for like the All Stars or whatever. So like we were both in the opening number, and we got put together to have like a little partnering section. And I like went down on like my knees and she did like a little
middle split roll over his back.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is my first time partnering with anyone ever.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I
was
mean, I
my
didn't know
first
that.
time partnering. I was like, oh my God, I get to partner with a boy.
No, I
God.
actually have a video of it. I sent it in like one of our dance group chats.
Yeah, we have a video of it. Who knows if I'll put it up here on the screen if you're here on YouTube. I may not. I'm
I
tempted
think you should
to.
because her
Okay.
jazz walks off the stage are
No.
hilarious. She did a jazz walk from like stage right all the way to stage left.
Oh my God.
But
Good times.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we initially met, but
We didn't
didn't-
realize, we didn't really meet. Like we just,
it was a quick little chat like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm so and so."
yeah.
Until I started working with Showbiz and you came up to me.
Yeah.
Actually.
This was my senior year, I think, of high school.
Mhm.
And I think I recognized him. And I just came up and said hi or something while you were backstage working. And then from there, I think we like exchanged Instagrams
Yeah.
or something. Instagram handles.
Instagrams.
And then that was probably like, was that at Nationals? It was. It was Nationals.
No, it was regionals.
Regionals?
Daytona Regional.
Okay. So
But then I saw you again at Nationals.
Uh-huh.
But-
And then I taught, I think, like my second class ever. And he came to my class actually at my studio. It was like a fusion intensive. And then we also decided to like get studio time together and just choreograph together. So we
Yeah.
choreographed a little combo, posted on Instagram, which is like, I feel like that was the thing to do. I did that with a few people. I'd like,
Yeah.
you text people and like, hey, let's get studio time together. You'd make a combo and then post it on Instagram. And we've done that a few times.
Yeah.
We've done that like
I think three
or
four
four
times we've
Yeah.
collabed and posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
No, but I just remember that like I saw your style and I thought it was really unique, and I felt like mine was something that was unique at the time too. So I felt like we would like really mesh well together.
hmm
So
Yeah, our styles
Yeah.
do fit well together. So
just reaching out, like put
Yeah,
yourself out there.
we
you
just,
know?
and it wasn't even like when we met, we knew that all that was going to happen. We just kind of like were being social and like taking a risk. I can't remember who reached out to who about getting studio time or if we even chatted regularly much, but I'm sure because we barely even knew each other that well. It was probably
Yeah,
like
it was just through dance on Instagram. I think
through
it was just like
Instagram.
supporting each other, and it was also like I remember I used to comment like yo, crazy choreo, what's this song? And then I remember one time
Oh,
you were like,
yeah, you used to ask me
okay,
for the
my
song.
turn. What's this song?
Yeah, we used
And
to
then
ask each other for the
yeah.
songs a lot. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's how we just kind of like connected by getting studio time together.
Yeah.
And when I graduated high school and started teaching, I feel like I was looking for something, somewhere to train or like a community or something like that.
Mhm.
And so I had been taking class at Underground, which is now where we both teach and dance on and off since I was like 16. But I never really had a community there because I didn't go consistently. It was a commute and I wasn't able to like drive there until I was older. So I started going on my own and it still felt like scary to me without having anyone there. So I think I invited you
Mhm.
once or something. We talked about going to a class together. And from then on, it was kind of just like going with someone and training with someone. It helped us feel a little bit more like, I don't know, like comfortable in a way, right?
Yeah, definitely. Cause just a little backstory on me, like I moved to LA and I tried to do the LA thing for a little bit. And I think my biggest downfall was like not trying hard enough to find my dance community and just being like nervous to go to a class that I didn't know anyone and was like fearing judgment and stuff. So having like Ava to go to underground with was like really nice initially because I was taking class with someone that I was comfortable with. So it wasn't like a completely foreign like new thing to me.
Mhm.
And then eventually that just led to like a lot more relationships that we were able to connect with. So yeah, I love underground and we've met some amazing people from underground for
Yes,
sure.
we have. We started just like seeing the same people and just, I don't know. I feel like I had learned from taking class that I always admired the person that would like scream and yell for people in groups. So I
Yeah.
tried to be that person and we kept finding more people like that.
Yeah.
And eventually we just started like chatting with all of them. And then Tyler asked me, he's like, should we start a group chat or something like that? He's like, should we do it? I don't know. I'm scared. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. And then I don't even think I said anything after that. You just randomly started
No, I
it.
just did it when I got home. I like
Yeah.
put everyone in a group chat on Instagram and I didn't even know if like certain people knew each other. It was
Mhm.
just like people that like I felt like were really good energy and that we had connected with. And I was like, I'm just gonna make this group chat and hopefully we can all hang out or something or just be like friends outside of dance too. Like support each other within dance, but also like having that friendship outside is really important.
Yeah.
And everyone just like connected like immediately. And
Yep.
then from there, it, like switched to iMessage, and then we still have that group chat to this day.
We do.
Dermot AF, shout out to you.
Dermot AF. Because the backstory behind that is we're in
Dermot AF.
class. We're dancing to Dermot Kennedy.
Mhm.
Yes.
It was my
I don't know how to
class,
pronounce
yeah.
his name because we went to his freaking concert.
We
So, and someone goes, no, I can't even remember what happened.
So it was
Tyler thought it was me though. The other Tyler thought it was me that
yeah.
brought this out.
So
Oh my
I'm
God.
teaching. It was like the beginning of class, and I'm like, hey guys, I've really been feeling like Dermot lately. And this girl goes, because the song was Innocence and Sadness by Dermot Kennedy, whatever you say. I say Dermot. And this girl, it was one of Tyler's friends. She's like, what? Like, what's Dermot? And everyone started laughing. And I was like, oh, Dermot is the artist like that we're dancing to today. And I was like, so it just became like a big inside joke with our friend group, like, oh, we're feeling Dermot today.
Mhm.
And the other Tyler, he thought that Ava said it for like days until
No,
like
months
or month.
even, or weeks or something.
Oh yeah, someone had to confirm.
No, it's because we decided a few months later to go to Dermot Kennedy's concert. And he was like, I'm surprised you wanted to come. And I was like, why?
Oh my
And he was
gosh.
like, because you didn't know who Dermot Kennedy was. I was like, that wasn't me. I didn't say that.
I
The
forgot
whole
about
time
that.
he thought I had no fucking clue who Dermot Kennedy was.
That is hilarious.
So that was funny. That's just an example of like, I would have never thought I would have met all those people at Underground.
Mhm.
And you don't realize either, like, just being a genuine, authentic human and having the courage to go up to someone and tell them that they're doing great when you like see that they're doing great in class, like that's not, it doesn't end there. Like that'll spread, you know, and
Yeah.
it collects over time. And that's kind of what just happened for us. We were all just like, you're so good, you know.
Yeah, because
in a way.
everyone was so different and amazing in their own way. And
Mhm.
I think like just telling them that like, hey, I appreciate what you did, or like they appreciated what I did, was just a really like nice feeling. And then on top of dance, it was just like having friends outside of that too
It was
to
really
hang out with
nice.
is really nice.
Yeah, that are dancers. So,
Yeah.
so for someone who would feel like they haven't found a community like that yet in dance, like what would you say are the steps or some first few steps to find your dance community?
Well, I think number one, you just have to like be willing to put yourself out there and like accept that like it's not gonna happen if you don't put forth the steps to make it happen, you know? And so like that's going back to like my LA thing. Like I didn't put the steps forth to do that, which is why I always felt like not entirely comfortable in like the dance scene. Being able to just be like, hey, you did an amazing job today. I don't know who you are, but like let's exchange Instagrams, or like I really like what you did in improv, or just like leaving a comment on someone's video. Like a lot of relationships aren't even like dance relationships, especially aren't even like in person because everyone's like all over the place. And
Mhm.
so just being supportive, I think that's number one for
Yeah.
sure.
Even like I know this seems silly, but like if you like someone's outfit, that's a great way to like open up a conversation with someone. Like literally all you have to do is be like, "I like your outfit." You know what I mean?
Yo, Ava's fits go hard every single time. Yo, she made a joke in class the other day and like no one picked up on it and I felt so bad. But it was because I was trying to focus on her class.
Oh
She was
yeah.
wearing a camo like long sleeve and she's like, guys, I'm not even wearing a shirt. And like no one even laughed. And and then she's like, wow, okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, because the combo was so intricate. So I was like focused
Everyone
on
was
doing the choreo.
stumped.
Yeah, I
Oh
was focusing on
god.
her episode where it was like how to pick up choreography better. Like that's what
True.
I was listening to.
A true subscriber
But
here.
yeah,
We
Ava's
have
fits go crazy.
thanks.
Yeah.
We always tease Tyler about his gray shorts that he's wearing right now. But
Guys,
you know what? He's the only one in class who's not sweating to death because he's in shorts.
hey,
And he's always got a fresh pair of white socks. So
actually, I need to get some new white socks because I'm running out and they're starting to develop some holes in them. So
oh dear.
might need to hit the Nike store soon. But yeah. Everyone clowns me for wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and white Nike socks every single class. But hey, I'm consistent with
Yeah, I
it.
was just
So
about to say you have to admire the consistency.
yeah.
Which brings us
to our next point.
point.
Oh my god.
Brilliant. Which is
Finding your community, you need to like it takes time but also consistency. So like for example, like with me, I started going to underground. I had been to underground in like 2019 once, and then last year I went twice until the new year hit and I started going every single week. I was just showing her like on the underground app, it shows like all the classes that you've taken in the past. And it was like once in July, once in October, and then January hit, and I was there like once or twice a week, and I was taking all different types of classes from different people. Because initially I was just like going to take Ava's class, and then I started branching myself out, and I was consistent with it, and that's when we started to develop like those new relationships and made that group chat with friends. So it's a matter of like getting out of your comfort zone and like being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, because it's gonna lead to like better opportunities for you and you'll feel a lot better in your dance community. So
and you just show up and like keep seeing the same people every time. And even if you're not putting consistent effort into like building a relationship, like you don't have to be thinking long term. Like literally just go into class, be your authentic self. And if you're willing to like chat with people after, even just like make it a goal to talk to one person if you're super shy. Like
yeah,
I know I used to be so shy. Like make it a goal to just say something to one person. Like over time that's going to grow. And it does take time because I can think of last year around this time, like I didn't feel like I had a community at all, but I was still going to underground taking classes. It just wasn't consistently. And so I'd go, I wouldn't really know that many people. I'd feel pretty like I'd feel good about my dancing, but I feel a little bit down as far as like socially
yeah,
fulfilled. And then I would wait to go for another month, you know? And so I think it's just getting through that period of uncertainty and you'll start to like it'll start to grow after that. But that being said too is like not every atmosphere studio is for you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I've taken classes, and this is no shade towards any other studios or anything like that, but every studio has their different atmosphere, and I've taken classes and consistently at places And I just didn't feel like I ever built those connections there just because of that atmosphere. But so that's why it's so important too to bring that good energy into an atmosphere, because it spreads and it's contagious for sure. But trying different studios, trying different places until you find something that fits. Yeah. Like, don't put pressure on yourself to just go to the place you think you should and train and take classes there and that be it. You know, like it's not going to be easy, really. So
It's finding your niche. And also,
yeah.
I think a big thing, I said this in my class a couple of days ago, is you never know who you're going to meet. Like, there's been so many times where I meet someone, exchange Instagrams, and an opportunity comes about where they thought of me to be like, hey, I have this position available for you, or like, I want you to dance on this project with me. Like, you never know. Like, as long as you're a good, genuine person, like, so many opportunities can just come to you by being a good person. Like, a lot of times it's not even about like
True.
who's more talented than who. Like, that
Yep.
doesn't really matter. It's about like if you're a good person.
Yeah.
And that's not with just like dance, that's with like anything. And so, like, never burn any bridges. Like, always be a good, genuine person, because you never know when people are watching. And I was just telling her about something that just happened for me yesterday, like, where I've only met the person twice in person, and it was very brief conversations. I like took their class one time and they saw my choreography, and then they offered me a job yesterday. You never know. So
Yeah.
just like keeping those opportunities open and just being a good, genuine person will really take you a long way.
Yes. For someone who, say, lives in a smaller city or like an isolated place, like without any drop-in classes or like a big dance community, like what would you suggest someone like that do who feels like maybe they can't find their community anywhere near them?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, that is hard.
It is.
And I went to a small school in Iowa, in Forest City, Iowa. So I was 2 hours away from major cities, so Minneapolis, Minnesota, and then Des Moines, Iowa. But one thing I will say, don't quote me on this because it's not like an actual statistic that I know, but I'm pretty sure for like most small towns, if you live in a small town, there's probably a big city that's at least like 2 hours or less away from you. And a lot of big dance conventions come through those big cities. And it's just something that if you live in a small town, it has to be something that you're really super passionate about. But if you are, you can make it happen. You can commute. You can go to different dance conventions. You can find bigger studios to train at, meet new people. But also, it doesn't always have to be in person. Like we talked about, it can be through social media. Like, social media is so big nowadays, especially with dance. Everyone's always trying to find people to support, people that they look up to, and trying to connect with others. Because again, you never know what can happen. So I think seeking out like those relationships on social media as well, sending a DM like, hey, I really enjoy your stuff, or posting your own choreography and sharing it, that can go a long way as well.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I just had a conversation with one of my students the other day, and I was like, how come you guys never post dance videos of yourselves, you know? But that's also like a risk, putting yourself out there, really, which I never really experienced that. I just always felt the need to like overshare everything on the internet. As we know,
She has 40,000 subscribers
oh
on
my
YouTube.
God.
Those COVID days.
Oh, the COVID days were there. If you were here from the COVID days, you're a real one. But
Shout out.
So I don't know. It's just like, even literally posting a dance video on Instagram, and you don't have to wait until you're a perfect dancer to post, because that's not true. That's not a real thing, you know? Just like, I posted the last Instagram video I posted was for my class, and the music literally stopped in the middle. I don't know if you caught that.
No, yeah.
It just stopped while we were filming it, but it was such a good class video and it threw everyone off and our timing sucked. But I don't care. I posted it anyway because it was fucking killer. Like, I was like,
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
people want realness. I hope, because of that one episode 3 of the podcast. But people want realness. So like, if you're real and if you're genuine and if you can like take that risk in meeting people in person and on social media, like, get out of like the scrolling and just like scrolling. Like, if you see something you like, imagine how much you could make someone's day by literally just sending them like a sentence or two, being like, wow, like, you're really talented, I really enjoyed watching this, or this is so inspiring, or something like that. Or even if you don't want to do that, like what Tyler did to me, what song is this, you know? In the comments, yo, what song is this?
Just showing that you like, you care, and like letting someone know that they're being seen. like seriously, I just had this. I don't know. Just like after my class a couple days ago, I received so much love, and not that I don't receive love every time I post, but it was just an overwhelming amount of support this time, and from people that like I'm truly inspired by, who probably don't even realize that like I look up to them so much. Like I look up to people that are younger than me, people that are the same age as me. Like it doesn't matter about age. There are people that inspire me so much that let me know that they really enjoyed my stuff, and it went like a long way. I even told Ava like I look up to Ava and she's younger than me. Like she literally told me after class, she's like, "This was my favorite piece that you ever did," and I literally told her, I was like, I shed a tear, like because
Aw.
literally like that means like so much to me when people that you really respect in the dance community, and even people that you've never met, like it really just goes a long way. You never know like what that can do for someone, you know. So yeah, it really does help
So true.
immensely
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And another thing, we could get a little spiritual and woo woo here. You like attract what you are in a way, I believe. And so if you are, like we talked about, a genuine person with genuine intentions and just being yourself and being authentic, like even if it takes time, you're eventually going to attract some sort of opportunity or some sort of person or something like that that's going to lead to a whole nother thing and like a place where you feel like you belong. So it's just having the courage to just have the courage to
Put
show
yourself
up,
out there.
put yourself out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to talk about an experience we had together. We saved it for the end of this
Gotta
episode.
talk about it.
Okay, so this was before we were kind of going to underground consistently.
Oh
Let me
yeah, it
phrase this.
was.
We weren't really going to underground. We were just friends from studio time, and
Yeah.
like I would post dance videos and he would be supportive, and he would post dance videos and I'd be supportive. So Tyler, I guess tell him about the show a little bit, and Lucas and everything, and
Yeah.
how you found out about the opportunity.
So this little backstory, I was on a show called Dance Monsters on Netflix, and it was kind of like
Chester.
That's my character name. Yeah, it was a dance competition reality show with a little bit of a twist where like our identities were hidden, and we filmed it in London. And my choreographer for me specifically on the show, his name was Lucas McFarlane, and he's huge. He got to dance in London when he was 18. He's from Canada, but he moved there when he won the show, and he's been there for over 10 years now.
He's killer.
And he's fucking amazing, like
Yeah.
literally insane. And
Mad talent.
inspires me so much, and he took me under his wing and basically like called me his little prodigy, which I was like, oh, I love you. And yeah, he basically made me his mini me for like 4 months while I was there. So anyways, fast forward to September, he he had this intensive called, drumroll please, the Lucas McFarland Intensive. Whoa. and yeah, but he was only accepting 20 people from around the world to audition. And I was like, well, duh, I'm gonna audition because I want to train with him. But I immediately thought of Ava because I knew that Lucas would love Ava's style. So I sent the audition to her, and
This
she was
is
like,
funny, I forgot about
she's
this.
like, yeah, I'm gonna submit. And then like the deadline came, and I like texted her. I was like, hey, did you submit? She's like, oh, that's today? And I was
No.
like, you need to submit right now.
Here's what happened, okay? So at that time, I had never been on a plane on my own. I had never left the country. I had only left the state once or twice. Like, I was like, I wanted to go so bad. And I told my parents, they're like, you're going to go to France. Really? The first time you ever fly alone, you're going to go to France.
Go to France.
And so I said,
That's such an
yeah.
Ava thing to do, though, guys. If you know Ava, like, if you're watching and you know Ava, you know that's such an Ava thing to do. Is my first flight? Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to France. Let me fly 8 hours to France on my own.
No, longer than that. 16 was our flight back, right? Well, we had 3 connecting.
Oh, we had so many flights. Though.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, can't wait to get into this story. But so I didn't end up submitting for the intensive the day of. I submitted it after, and I was like to Lucas, I was like, hey, hope you can still consider me. And I just sent the video in or whatever. And it was a pretty good video, me dancing though. I will credit that. Like, probably one of the best solos I choreographed for myself. I felt like it had a good
She
foot in
ate
the
that.
door. But so yeah. So then we found out we both got in, and
Which is crazy, guys, because he was only accepting 20 from the whole world. I didn't know if I was gonna get in because he has so many followers on Instagram, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we did it.
We did it. And then September came, and here's the thing. I'm going to get on you about this. So I told Tyler, my parents agreed to let me go if I flew with Tyler because
Yeah, we didn't fly together.
because
Why? Why did that happen?
because you booked your fucking flights without me.
Okay, so technically, I didn't book my flights. My parents did as like
Okay.
a graduation gift because I just graduated from college.
So it was a miscommunication. That's it.
Yeah,
But
that's all.
so my parents were like, I'll let you go. Like, you and Tyler need to make sure you book your flight together. Like, have him come over, book the exact same flight there, so you're not flying alone for the first time internationally. So Tyler texts me, he's like, I booked my flights, and I'm like, get the app, go on, and the flights there that he booked are not available, but the flights back were available. So I got the same flight back. We got the same flight back, but
Which is a funny story that we'll get to.
I wasn't mad, actually. I was like, oh, I'm scared.
I'm gonna be on my own.
But then my mom was pissed. But anyway, oh well.
Sorry,
It's
Mom.
okay. She'll live. She lived. I went. It was fun flying. Scary, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And we went to the intensive. It was 10 days long.
And nonstop dancing.
I'm talking like 12-hour days most days, 10 to 12-hour days. And while we weren't dancing, we had to each choreograph a solo to film. So I guess we should tell them what it's all about.
We need to tell them about the structure because it was kind of crazy. And I look back and I'm like, how did I even do that?
I feel like because we did that, we could do anything. Like, I feel like that set me up literally to do any sort of like tour. Like, I could tour with an artist. I could choreograph like 6 million dances. Like, I could do anything after that. If I could get through those 10 days, I could fucking do anything. That's how I feel about that intensive.
Yeah. If you're a dancer, follow Lucas McFarland on Instagram and apply for his intensive.
Yes.
It will be happy. I'm sure he'll start auditions in the next couple months again.
Oh, yeah. It'll change your life. It's life-changing.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we get there and the time difference, I think, is 6 hours from Florida to France where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there. I think you got there before me, so you had a little bit of rest.
I flew early, but I flew a red eye. So when I got there, as I was getting there, instead of the sun setting, it never went down. It was just morning. And it was like 5 a.m. to me. And so then I slept in the middle of the day. I got 3 hours of sleep that night, technically, but it was during the day. Apologies. My camera cut out because it has a 30-minute limit, I think. We were talking about... We were just giving background info about the France intensive.
I think we were talking about how you got there before me because it was earlier. Yeah,
and I got to sleep a little bit, but we had to audition right after we flew there, and it was like 3 flights for us, flying from Florida to, I don't know, I think I went to Massachusetts or something, and then to Paris, and then to southern France.
Yeah.
So it was 3 different flights, just basically like almost 20 hours of traveling, and then to go walk right in and audition for your spot in the whole intensive. And then we had rehearsals after that for like 4 hours till 12 a.m., right?
Yeah, guys, I was so sleep deprived. It was crazy.
Oh.
Like, I literally put my stuff down and it was like, all right, audition time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what?
Insane.
I thought we were going to sleep for like an hour or something.
I didn't know how intense it was going to be, and I was in like my yoga phase. So I got there, took a 3-hour like nap, and then I went into the studio, and me and Bonnie, we did yoga. Like, I taught her a yoga class. We did yoga for an hour.
Oh.
Little did I fucking know. I should have been sleeping as much as possible and resting. Oh,
yeah,
God.
we immediately auditioned right away without even knowing anyone's names. Like, at least for me, because I was in the last group that got in. And so we got there and it was like, all right, time to audition. And we learned a phrase and then they took us out of the room. We learned it for like 15, 20 minutes. And then, and it was like a 30-second combo. Like, that's a lot for 15, 20 minutes, and how intricate Lucas's stuff is. Yeah.
It was like a real audition for sure. I just remember being so excited about being there that I felt that more than my nerves, actually. So I credit that to why I did pretty good. I feel like auditioning. Yeah. But the delusional tiredness, I didn't have enough energy to get in my own head about it, you know?
Yeah. No, the audition went great though. It was fine. And then we got to kind of not really relaxed because it was so late at that point, and then we had to. Oh no! And then we went right into the opening.
Yeah, the
opening
rehearsal for our the finale.
or the
Remember?
finale. Like
Yeah.
yeah, we went.
So
I forgot
this
about
was
that.
all this intensive. There were classes in it, but it was mostly all to film. Like we did this big hour-long, like basically dance movie.
Mhm.
And we had 30 numbers in it. What, 30 numbers?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was crazy.
So we had rehearsals every day for a new piece. We'd have one rehearsal and then that was it. We wouldn't touch on it till film day again.
Yeah.
And throughout like the intensive, when we weren't dancing, which was never, which was basically lunch and dinner break, we had to choreograph our own solos to be filmed.
I'm trying to think of like how we even had time to choreograph a solo. Because
I
okay,
don't
so
know.
we got after the audition, we got casted in like certain group routines.
Yes.
So everyone had a solo, and then there was different choreographers there. So there we had Dylan, we had Josh, Lucas, and Julia, but she did
Julia came for a little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
And we got casted in different numbers, and so there were some numbers where we weren't casted in, where we had like 4 hours at the end of the day to like for ourselves to like go over choreo and stuff. But you had one rehearsal for every group. So like if I did Josh, we were both in Josh's piece, and we got 4 hours, and then that was it. Everything else was on us to like clean and like rehearse, and then it was film day on the very last day.
It was
So
crazy.
we learned something new every single day, and we had to just keep remembering stuff
Yeah.
apart. Along with we had to do self choreograph groups, like in small groups.
Yeah, we had like challenges and stuff like that. And we had classes, like just your usual classes. We had challenges where like I think we had 45 minutes to choreograph like a for the voice, right? It was like
Mhm.
a backup dance for the voice, like for the singer of the voice, and we had certain formations we had to put it in, like
Yeah.
at certain parts of the song, certain things had to happen. You have 45 minutes to choreograph and film that, and when you weren't in one of the 45-minute groups, you had to
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
you were
dancer
learning.
for the other choreographers. So I remember I was in the 5th group, so the 4 dances before I had to choreograph my dance, I had 45 minutes of learning a dance and filming it, learning a dance and filming it, learning a dance and filming it, learning a dance and filming it. Finally, I was in the 5th group, and that was the hardest day for me. I
Guys.
had a mental breakdown in the bathroom that day.
That was
I
the
cried.
absolute hardest day for me. You cried.
I did.
That was the absolute hardest day for me, and for multiple reasons. So, number one, I was in the very first heat of choreographers for that. So,
We had
You
the
had to-
opposite challenge.
we had to plan what we were going to do. We had to write everything out, what we were going to do. Then we had to choreograph. Then we had to film, all in a matter of 45 minutes. And it was a minute and a half routine.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I was like,
Fucking-
okay. I was like, I like owned it. I got my choreo together. And honestly, it was a great piece. But Lucas came in and he goes, oh, nope, it's time to go. And we didn't film it because literally I didn't know how to manage my time. I was in the first group. And so I didn't get it filmed. So
Let me tell
it's
you.
on me.
After that day, I have never lost track of time in a dance class again. I will say that. 45 minutes in,
No,
we're
yeah,
doing groups.
time management.
That gave me time management. But Lucas, he came in like 3 minutes before we were done, and we had just filmed or something like that to my group, and he goes, "Oh, I don't like that part. Take it out." Or no, he goes, that's too dancey for the voice. Like it needs to be less like creative and needs to be more commercial. And I was like, and so I had to re-choreograph my routine in 3 minutes and film it.
So during
Love Lucas though. He's so sassy, but like I was like, God damn, this man's so sassy.
No,
But in
he
the
really
long
is
term, I
sassy.
can see. I'm like, okay, I see what
he's trying to
gifting
prepare us, you know.
the tools. Yep.
I was in Edwin's group as one of the dancers,
Edwin.
and I was wearing these brand new cargo pants that I had just gotten. And he kept trying to get me to bend down lower, and I was like, my pants won't go down. But like, he was a choreographer. My pants ripped. My brand new pants ripped. It was just a horrible day, and my pants ripped. And then I also remember Antonio.
Oh, Antonio
I was in
my
his
man.
group. Everyone loved Antonio.
I loved Antonio. I
Everyone
was
in
like,
love with him.
I was like, please don't be gay. Please don't be. He was gay,
Yeah, all the girls wanted him, and like
and he wanted you.
I did not. But he kept coming up to me because I was like the only guy in his group, and he was like, "More masculine. You need to dance more
Oh my
masculine."
God. He
And I was
he
like,
would just like cuddle with me and like when we were like not dancing, he would just put his head on my shoulder and literally hold my butt. I was like, what is I really do hope you're gay actually, because this would be really weird if you're not. We're in just dance rehearsals and he's just like anyway.
loved France.
Oh, the people there were incredible. That's another thing too. We built community like that.
Community.
Day one, going through all that like shit and like everything together, it really brought us all together. And Lucas was pushing us every single fucking day. So people were crying and people were like breaking down and stuff. And we had horse flies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the pool was abnormally cold.
The pool
Like,
was normally cold. Such a hard life.
people
The
were
pool is
stealing my
freezing, no
Red
kidding.
Bull out of the fridge.
We did have like these little sticky notes though with stars on them though. If you found them, you got a beer, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't find one, but
I
I still
never
ended up
found
having
one
like
either.
multiple beers.
But then on the
So,
last day when we had that party and he handed out all the wine, like I didn't even register that we were gonna do cheers. I just took the wine. And I was like,
guys,
he goes, Ava.
we went crazy on the last day because we
we-
didn't have any time to chill.
We filmed. Okay, we filmed all day the last day. Oh, we have to talk about the filming and everything, like filming everything in 3 times.
Oh yeah.
So basically leading up to the last day of this intensive, we didn't have a day off or anything at all. Like we had a long rehearsal where we ran through everything the day before, and then the final day of the intensive, literally the day before everyone would fly out, was just film day. So if it rained, we were fucked. Like if anything went wrong, we were fucked. Like it was only that day that we could film. So we started in the morning. We filmed, and keep in mind there's 30 numbers, and I think I was in about 8 or 9, right? Or was it not that many?
How many numbers you were in?
I feel like I had them written down, maybe 5 or 6. I have it in a notebook. I could whip
I
it
think
out.
I was in 7 or 8.
Yeah, everyone was
Including
in.
the
I want to
partnering
say
one.
like 7 to 8 or 9 or something
Yeah,
like
everyone
that.
was in like
numbers.
the same amount.
We were all in a lot of numbers though.
Yes.
So, and we wouldn't just film
More than my
each,
comp studio days.
right? No, I had 9 numbers, 1 comp studio
I
day.
think my most was 9.
Yeah, that's a lot. But we didn't even film like one at a time. We did, okay, buckle up. 3 takes for every single routine, right? But we
Yeah.
did every routine in a chunk of 3 because the whole movie was meant to look like the camera flowed the entire time in
Yeah.
one take. So we would film, say you had your solo first, then you were in this group dance, and then you were in this group dance, and you had to film those 3 dances in a row without stopping. The music just faded into the
Yeah.
next thing. And here's the thing too, if you weren't in those dances, all 3 of them, when you weren't dancing, you were running behind the camera, hiding from the camera,
There was
hiding
20
behind
people
Lorenzo.
behind the camera, like
just running back and forth. And I remember after I did my solo first with Bonnie, because we split a song for our solos, and I had to run the entire premises of the room back all the way around circle to get in my starting position for the group dance after that. Fucking crazy. And we filmed 3 times.
I just remember Lucas like, get your ass this way. Like he
He would
was
yell at us. He'd be like, get the fuck out of the way. Or like, someone's arms in the camera, you didn't move fast enough. Like, he's good at being the boss man for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss
Oh.
him. I just saw him recently because I went to London again, and again speaking about community, like we met people from Mexico, Poland,
Yep.
Israel, the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I mean Canada, USA, and then I was like this.
Canada!
Canada,
Canada!
shout out. But yeah, it's probably more than Italy. Just
Mhm.
from everywhere, and we all have each other on social media, and we support each other, and it's like around the world. So it's just crazy, like
It
what
was insane.
dance can do, bringing people together, and
So much different culture. And like
Yeah.
seeing the different styles from each country was crazy. Like something I noticed leaving, and we talked about this, I think, leaving the United States, like their emphasis on musicality and like storytelling is so much more authentic.
Yeah,
And for someone too whose second language
language, language.
for someone whose second language is English, they hear like the musicality different. Like they hear the noises of like if there's an accent on like a word, they'd hear just the accent and not the word. So
Right, they're not really listening as much as we are to like lyrics.
it's just the sounds. So the
Mhm.
musicality is insane. And it was just so inspiring.
Shout out Rotom. You're
Yes,
insane.
Rotom.
You're you are
He's
literally
unreal.
insane.
If you're listening to this, which he's probably not, that'd be cool though. Let's send it to him.
We're gonna send it to you, Rotom and
We'll send it to
Leah and
the group
Daphne.
chat.
The
The
whole group
Lucas
chat. Yo, we should. But yeah, so like when I was in London, I got to see Rotom, Leah, Naja, Harvey, Lucas, Dylan. Who am I missing? Oh, Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh.
Irene.
And the sad thing is we're never all gonna be together again
like one
in one
spot.
space. So it was just like for 10 days we had like the tightest knit family, and we were just like, I don't know, we just needed each other. So
Yeah.
everyone was just like hugging and like supporting each other and being there for each other, you know? And
Yeah.
it was such a special experience. Like it was really hard, but it was so special. It was so inspiring, and it like I feel like for me at least it shaped me. I feel ready for anything after that. Like it was so challenging but also so like uplifting in that way.
Yeah. I'm just really grateful for that opportunity. And after doing that, like you said, I literally feel like I can do anything now. Like I am prepared for auditions, for tours, for music videos, to choreograph on a TV show. Like
For The Voice. Yeah.
I'm ready, you
Yeah,
know? And
yeah.
Shout out Lucas for that experience.
Yes.
And
Thank you, Lucas.
yeah.
Forever grateful.
Seriously. So yeah, just community is very important.
It is.
And it makes you feel a whole lot better about yourself and about your dancing. So
yeah. It takes you far with your dancing.
for sure.
Can't do it all on your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that wraps up this episode.
No way.
Thanks for listening to the dance chat.
The dance
If you liked it, give it 5 stars on Spotify, or if you're here on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and disregard that. And yeah, that's all we have to say. Thanks for coming on, Tyler.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for listening, guys. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.